welcome to the Momversation Club, the podcast born out of the idea that every mum needs a tribe. I'm Claire Strong.
And I'm Christina Struckmeyer. We're two moms just like you, navigating the chaotic, challenging, and often isolating world of motherhood.
Now, it's said that it takes a village to raise a child, but in today's crazy world, we want to know where the F is that village?
Yep, it's a question that resonates with so many of us who find ourselves raising children, managing careers, and trying to maintain our own identities, often with a sense of isolation.
But we're here to remind you that you're not alone. The Momversation Club is your village, a place where you feel valued, appreciated, and understood.
We believe that by sharing our own experiences, successes, and struggles, that we can create a virtual village for all you amazing mamas out there.
Yes, so join us every week for honest, raw, and relatable discussions about all aspects of being a mum, including the things you just can't talk about with anyone else.
So if you've ever asked yourself where the F is the village, then you've found your tribe. So let's get into it.
I am so excited today because we literally have one of my favorite people in the entire world on the show today, Christina.
I am so excited to meet this woman. You've been hyping her up all week. I can't wait.
Well, she's here. Look at that beautiful face. It's Miss Karen Martin. Hi, Karen.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me today.
No, thank you. Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. And just for everyone else who may not know you, Karen. So Karen she runs the Princess Project in San Diego. And for people that may not know what the Princess Project is, obviously, Karen, you're going to explain a little bit about it to us, but just to get us, off and running, the Princess Project is this fabulous nonprofit which basically provides free prom dresses to teenagers, especially those who may not be able to afford to buy a prom dress. So it's such a great organization, and we're coming up to prom season. We're kind of almost in the middle of prom season. I'm terrified because this is going to be me this time next year, Karen. And so,
you.
Oh my God! You need my back. I don't know where to begin. But I just wanted you to first of all explain to our listeners a little bit about what the Princess Project does.
Absolutely. And again, thank you so much for having me today. So the Princess Project is a 501c3 nonprofit. We are in California, and there are 4 chapters: San Diego, San Francisco, Sonoma, and Silicon Valley. And we provide free prom dresses to high school teens free of charge each spring. And our main mission is to promote self-confidence and individual beauty in every single teen that comes through our door. So there's no financial component at all. Actually, all you need is a high school ID to come get a free prom dress and accessory with us.
So just talk us through the whole experience, because I've been to your shop in San Diego, and I've walked through, as if I were a teen. I've kind of, stepped in their shoes, but just explain to us what happens the second that, a teenager walks through your door. Take us through that, Karen.
Absolutely. So we're located at Mission Valley Mall. That's our main dress giveaway store in San Diego. And we've got about 5,500 dresses in our dress. Many of them are brand new, never worn before, with tags or gently worn once. And what teens do is they can go to our website, princessprojectsd.org, and click on Get a Dress and book an appointment to come get a dress with us. Once they come to their appointment, we check them in, and the teens are going to have about an hour to a little bit over an hour to shop inside our store. We've got these awesome and super cute pink Princess Project aprons, which I wish I had one on. And
they are cute. I've seen them in person. They're really nice.
And the store giveaway experience is entirely run by volunteers. So we have people come into the community that just have a passion about giving back. And we have personal shoppers that are assigned to the teens that are coming to get a dress. And the teens will be able to get fitted if they've never tried on a formal dress before, or sort of just want to assess what their dress size is. And they get to try on 3 dresses at a time in the dressing room. We've sort of got like a waiting area for guests right outside the dressing room. So once the teens come out of the fitting room, it's almost like a say yes to the dress
I
moment.
was just going to say that, Karen. It sounds like wedding
So
shopping. I
cute.
love it.
Yes. And, one of the things that I feel very passionate about Princess Project and that I love about our organization is that we are all about celebrating all shapes and sizes and about body positivity. There's no fashion policing in our store. We train our volunteers to really make it the best experience for teens coming in to get a dress. Like I said, we work really, really hard to make it just an amazing and incredible time for the teens.
So, you know what I really love about this, Karen, is that it's not just somewhere that a teen can go to get a prom dress who may not otherwise be able to go to prom. It's not
Yes.
just about how they're physically looking. You ladies really work hard to just big those girls up. And talk to me about some of the girls that come into your shop and they have no confidence, Karen. I mean, I've heard these stories before, but just share with us maybe one of your most memorable moments of a teen that comes in with zero confidence and they leave feeling fabulous about themselves.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And, that is such an important thing. It's such an important, I guess, mission for us, again, to make the teens feel good about themselves. But we do have a lot of kids that are coming to our store that, again, have never tried on a formal dress before, or they just don't feel very good about themselves. And like I mentioned before, we train our volunteers. We do volunteer training beforehand, to really have our volunteers just make the kids feel as beautiful as possible. But one story that really sticks out for me is, and this was a couple of years ago, we actually had a mom come one afternoon with her daughter just as a walk-in. And normally you make an appointment, but I was standing out front and the mom was almost in tears. And she said, I'm wondering, I know this is a free prom dress giveaway, but is there any way I can come in and pay for a dress? I'm desperate. My daughter, we've been to, several different stores and she cannot find something that she feels comfortable in. And anyway, we were telling the mom, it's free. There's no financial requirement. Does she have her high school ID? Which she did. And so anyway, I ran and got one of our long-term volunteers who works in the fitting room and told her the situation. And, literally probably 45 minutes later, the teen who came in, whose shoulders were down and head was down, and the mom was tearing. As I tear up now, when they left, the mom was crying and she said, thank you so much for making my daughter feel beautiful. I mean, it was just a transformation. Her head was up and you could just see on her face how she was so excited, to be there. And, it's such an important thing, I think, for teens, because with social media and just the pressure to always look perfect, for us to bring the kids into this space and that they know you are accepted, you are beautiful for exactly how you look. And we're going to work, so hard to make you feel beautiful inside. And, the other thing I was going to mention too, we have kids who have never tried on a formal dress before, as Claire had mentioned, but we've had entire sports teams. We had a girls softball team come up, I think, and come up after a game. They lined up after, and they were in their uniforms.
Fun.
And they all got a dress, which was fabulous. And then, we have teens that found out, hey, we're hosting free prom dress giveaways. And, I always tell kids, save your money for college, save it for school activities, save mom and dad, save your parents some money, come get your dress with us. And the kids can keep their dresses and accessories, it's theirs to keep. But there are times that we have kids actually ask, I want to donate my dress back. I want someone to feel the way I felt when I first put on this dress, which is always so moving when you hear kids, say that. So anyway.
Oh, it's so wonderful. I had tears in my eyes when you were explaining that, Karen. I think because, I'm at that stage now, or almost, with my teenage daughter. And one of the biggest things that I want for her when we go through this whole prom dress experience is for her to feel, valued and confident. And I have these images in my head of us maybe going to a regular department store or a regular shop, and maybe she could feel judged in that situation. And I love that you make all the teens that walk through your door feel like princesses. And it's
Oh,
not to do with body shape, it's not to do with how they look. It's to do with making them feel good. And that's, from a mom's perspective, Karen, that's like winning the lottery. If my daughter were to walk out of your shop feeling great about herself because she's found a dress that she feels is flattering and she feels comfortable and confident in, that's golden.
oh,
So yeah, it's just such a. So I'm talking from a mom's point of view here, Karen. You're doing a great service for us mums of teens too.
I love that. And Karen, we were talking about off camera because Claire's from the UK. Prom's not really a thing over there. Like they don't do
oh,
prom, and it's a big thing here. Like it's a big
oh,
big thing for us. And um,
yes.
Mhm.
during my own experience, I mean, I'm definitely, it's been a minute since I've been to a prom.
Me too.
But back in my, early aughts days of prom, it was really hard to find the confidence boost and the size inclusivity and the ability to walk in and walk out with something and feel your best. I remember there was a lot of tears in the dressing room every time there was a dance coming around, because it was like, I don't know if this is going to be too much money, or if the thing that's going to fit me is going to be something in our budget, or I might have to settle for something that, does fit but isn't what I really love. It was a compromise situation. And so the cost factor is kind of a situation for a lot of people, even though you accept people of all financial means. Talk a little bit
Absolutely.
about the cost of a prom dress. Like, what is it these days? Because I haven't been there in a minute, but what's it like now?
Oh, well, so I will say, and I just had a daughter graduate from high school last year, and
Oh,
prom is
congrats.
expensive. Oh, thank you, thank you. And yeah, prom is definitely expensive, but
Yeah.
dresses can, range from a couple $100s on up to 1,200 to 1,500 to $2,000.
Insane.
It depends, and you can always look for really good deals, obviously, but for us, again, we work really hard to have in our inventory dresses for all shapes and sizes, and then all styles. And yeah, and to make that free for any
Yeah.
high school teen that needs a dress. So that cost isn't even a worry. And it is, because it is expensive. So
Well, and even just the size options, like
yeah.
when you talk about every shape and size, like what's the maximum size you guys typically have in your shop? Because I know that's a limitation for a lot of people as well.
Certainly, certainly. So we have 00 all the way up to size 32 in dresses, and I'll tell you right now, our fringe sizes, the ones we are always collecting and that we actually wind purchasing dress sizes in, are the 00s to 2s and 14 and aboves.
Mm.
So those, and we call this fringe sizes because we need dresses in those sizes the most. Though I will tell you right now, if someone were to hear this and they would want to make a dress donation, we gladly accept all dress sizes because we are growing and trying to branch out and reach more teens year after year. But yes, those are the dress sizes we are always in need of the most, and we work
Mm.
really hard to be sure that when teens come in, that we have something that's beautiful and incredible, either sparkly or simple, or something that they would really feel good in. So
Karen, just out of interest, how have the styles kind of changed over the last few years? Because you go on TikTok and Instagram and whatever, and you see these ball gowns, but then you also see things that look really casual. I mean, what typically are teens going for right now?
So it's a little bit of everything. And that, I think that is such a good question because, and when we go back to what we have in our inventory, it literally is a little bit of everything. We have very, very simple, elegant to bling to the mermaid dresses, fitted, and then also super sparkly, and we've got vintage, some really fabulous
Wow.
vintage dresses like Gunny Sacks, Jessica McClintock. I mean, really wonderful pieces. And when teens have come in, especially, year after year, we see everybody's got their own different style. So as an example, last year we had a lot of requests for pink dresses because of the Barbie movie, and actually black dresses because of Wednesday Addams, on Netflix. So it was sort of like kind of an interesting thing. This year, we have been noticing that a lot of the teens sort of like the poofy Cinderella dresses,
Mm.
as well as a lot of sparkle, sequins, and bling. But then we also have students coming in that would just really like a simple, elegant dress. So it's, what's really nice is we always look for unique pieces as well, but to have a little bit of something for everybody in every color possible.
I love that. And I just
Yes.
want to talk about the cost aspect as well, again, Karen, because, by the time these girls are coming into your shops, they're obviously teenagers and they're probably acutely aware of their parents' financial situation. And that can put an enormous burden on kids. Money can be a very stressful topic for them if they're living in a household where there isn't a lot of money around. And so, the fact that they can come into your shop and literally choose anything they want, the dress that they choose could be $800 worth of dress, which would be out of the
Yes.
question for them normally. I just wondered, do you notice a sense of relief almost, like weight lifting off the kids and off the parents when they walk through your doors? Because money is
Oh,
such a stressful topic for a lot of families.
I would say it's twofold. Definitely, the feedback we get a lot of gratitude from parents just saying, or guardians or family members that have come saying, it's such an expensive thing. Prom is so expensive. They're really appreciative that we, have the ability to provide free prom dresses and accessories. So we definitely feel that appreciation and love. And on the other flip side, for the kids are really just appreciative that they found a dress that they feel good in. And also that I'm sure that there is also relief that, oh my goodness, I'm going to be able to walk into this store and pick whatever dress that I like, that I
Hmm.
see that makes me feel good, and that money is not a barrier in there. And I think that's, it's a big deal. And we do have a lot of kids that ask later, like I mentioned before, I'd like to donate my dress back. Though we tell them you can keep the dress, as long as you want. And it's such a nice thing, I think, for the kids to be able to know that when they come in, everybody is equal and there's no requirement to show any kind of financial need, because that is the other flip side. We want everyone to feel comfortable that they're coming in to get a boutique experience where they're going to feel as beautiful as possible. And we don't want people to feel like, oh, okay, this is a financial issue and that's why I'm here. We want them to know you're beautiful and amazing. We've got these gorgeous dresses. Save your money for other activities and events, and you come get your dress with us. So that's why we just want everyone to be able to come use the service. So,
I love it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not just about the dress though, is it? When we're talking about expenses associated with prom, it's the accessories
Yeah.
rather, which I know you guys do provide free of charge too. But then it's the transport, and then some kids are turning up to their proms in limos. I mean, so
Yes.
the dress is just the start.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the teens was saying that I think tickets were $145. I mean, it's expensive. And so if this is one way we can help, and the other nice thing too is that we're able to meet teens who, I mean, they want to give back in the community. And I guess I keep circling about that because that's also inspiring that, now we've had teens that 10 years ago got a dress with us, and they're coming back to volunteer. I always ask, are you a prior princess? Because they'll say, I'll always ask, can you show me your prom dress, right, from 10 years ago? And here they are, they're coming back to volunteer. They've graduated from college, they're spreading the word. It's just such a nice thing that it's a movement coming not only to make people feel good, you know, about themselves. These teens feel good about themselves, but that they go on and remember and hopefully, you know, spread that love and also, you know, the recycling, upcycling component as well, which is great because you're just going to wear that dress once. And so it's anyway, overall, it's just nice. So
I
anyway.
love it.
I want to get back to the boutique experience piece because I'm thinking, Claire's got her shopping coming up next year. And, we have a lot of listeners all over the country who, maybe might not have this exact experience available, but they are moms that are going to be going into shopping with their teens.
Oh, yes.
You guys have such a great way of building people's self-esteem up and really helping these girls feel great. How do you guys do that? Like, let us in on some of the magic. Like, what does that look like in practice when you're shopping with your teen?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So we actually, and I'll back up a bit. When we do our volunteer training, I feel so fortunate because it's not just me. I've got this amazing team of beautiful women who are donating their personal time because they believe in this cause and they want to share the love and spread the magic. And so we have leads that meet prior to our dress giveaways, and we sort of go over lead training and we talk about ways that we can make the dress giveaway experience better, as well as body positivity and problem solving. If you have a teen that they can't find that dress for some reason, and what are we going to do to help? Or maybe the teen may have a guest who has come with them that is not being positive, and how can we sort of get in there and help turn it into a positive situation? So we work with that a lot. And then what happens is when we do our volunteer training, we talk to all the volunteers about we have it very organized. So when people first come in, we get the volunteers set up and we talk about roles and what we're going to do for the day. We have little cheat sheets for all the volunteers to keep in their aprons that sort of remind them, okay, these are like the 6 things that I have to do. And at the bottom of them, we have, positive comments always. And just as a leader for me, anytime when we do meet or we are around in our groups at the dress store, I want that environment to be an environment where not only our teens and guests feel appreciated and confident, but that our volunteers also feel confident and appreciated. And just it's a room full of positivity. I mean, basically, it's such an important thing, kindness and positivity. So we sort of, I guess, if I was going to say, if you would ever want to think about Princess Project, it would be that we're an organization that we also try and treat ourselves with that respect and kindness that we also give out. And I think that's such an important thing.
Oh man, well, I have 2 girls like Claire, and I have a long ways away before we get to that space. But I imagine, the way that you're describing your volunteers when they step out of the curtain of the dressing room, and they're looking for that first reaction from someone. How wonderful to have someone who's trained to be this like positive person. Because I know, shopping with the person you pick can sometimes be varied, and they might make a certain face or they might say something that is taken wrong. And I remember when I went wedding shopping, really being selective with like who I brought because I knew what kind of reaction I was wanting to get. And I remember my attendant who worked with me, one of the things she said was, "How do you feel?" As like the first thing that I was introduced to. And it really set the tone for how everyone else should feel. Is that something you guys do there?
Absolutely. It's so funny, Christina, that you say that, because that is one of the questions on our little cheat sheet that we have, that just as a reminder is, how do you feel when you put on that dress? And, we do have it sometimes. The teen will put on, I'm using this as an example, a red dress. And maybe mom wants it to be a green or purple dress, and so it's sort of like, how do you all work together so that, you know, the teen's the one going to prom and you want them to feel as beautiful as possible. But you hit the nail on the head. You're going to have to come volunteer too. So.
I mean, it's a trek, but I'm willing to try.
Oh, it's worth it, Christina, I tell you. So Karen, I'm asking for a friend. What if you have a teen, for example, who, you know, just can't ever find anything to suit their body shape, and so shopping for clothes has historically been quite a stressful experience for them.
Sure.
Like, how do you navigate that situation?
So we actually, that's great. That's a great question. We have dress whisperers.
What? Who are they?
We call them dress whisperers, and we inevitably have 1, 2, if not more, volunteers that are repeat volunteers that come back year after year after year because they love Princess Project so much and they love the environment and what we're doing. And, you know, we build on that. So we normally have 1 or 2 volunteers on site where if a teen just feels overwhelmed or isn't sure that they're finding the dress and they're sort of done, you know, we always offer to, hey, let's rebook your appointment, or do you want to go get something to eat and come back? And we want them to have a good time. And sometimes, you know, you're coming from right after school, you're starving, you haven't had a time to relax, and then now you have to look at dresses. You know, like I said, we try and make that like really positive. But the great thing is we do have volunteers who it's like they have a natural knack for being able to help a teen find a dress. And that's a wonderful thing. One of the nice things I feel about Princess Project is that there's something for everyone to do. So we have volunteers. All they want to do when we set up the dress store is colorize. It brings them like personal joy to colorize the dresses. It's awesome.
Oh, I hear that. I love an organization project.
Right? Oh my gosh. And accessories, we have like just volunteers that come in. They just want to arrange it. And so it's so awesome. And we try and find volunteers who that's what they love to do and put them in that role. And it's the same with our volunteers that sign up to come help as well during the giveaways. There's someone that loves to do check-in registration because they get to talk to the teens and greet them. And we go over sort of the rules when you're shopping, you know, in terms of 3 dresses at a time. And we have a tagline, save the sequins, you know, because we want to be gentle with the dresses, you know, all of these things, you know, instead of saying, no, be careful. No. It's like, let's save the sequins. We'll just be careful with the dresses, you know, so that if you don't select it, it'll be perfect for the next person who's trying it on. So it's just little things like that, putting in that positivity. So anyway.
Karen, you mentioned earlier that, you know, sometimes you have guests, which I'm assuming are normally the mums, that perhaps aren't making very helpful comments. How do you navigate that situation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We do have that happen. And unfortunately, right, that it's a small percentage, but when it does, you know, we have 2 leads that are blue aprons, and then we have our general volunteers. And if we do see that there's a guest that seems stressed out or making some negative comments, you know, we kind of try and go to the side and de-escalate by, you know, having the personal shopper maybe start helping the teen a little bit more with some dress, you know, with their dresses. And then also just gently reminding the guests, you know, we're here to make it a positive experience for everybody, you know, just, you know, trying to round it out. And, you know, even sometimes, you know, the parent may be a little bit stressed out coming from after work at the appointment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, can we offer them water, or do they want to sit down and have a little break? And, you know, just try and to reassess and refresh the situation so that, you know, because we want it to be nice. I know it's stressful, you know, for parents too, you know, but we really want to make it a great experience for the teens. So
I love that you got like a blue apron, like reinforcements. Because I know when I was shopping with friends, you know, they would have like the rare mom or grandma have some opinions about what they're doing. And it usually was like, well, I'm buying it, so it has to be this way. And I was like the interference person, and it was not fun. It was like, yes, I know that there's a lot of boobs being shown right now, but also
Right?
Let's compromise. You know, it can't
Yeah.
be all like she can't wear, you know, a habit to the prom. So like, what can we do? How can we meet in the
Right.
middle?
And you know, we do, if you know, if the teen really is set on a dress, you know, we'll also ask, in addition to how do you feel in the dress, you know, we'll ask the teen, so you're going to be in the dress all night, how comfortable is it? Like, stand up, sit down if you're going to be eating dinner, and can you
Yes.
dance, can you see yourself all night in this dress, right? So
So
just
smart.
yeah,
That is
just
a
to make
really
sure.
good way of approaching it, Karen.
Yes.
What about boys? Do you
um
provide anything, you know, suits or anything for, you know, the boys in the
I
room or?
I'm I'm working on that.
Ah!
Yeah, so we do actually. So we have a another a partner that it's Friar Tux, and they have a student tuxedo program. It runs through the high school. So if someone asks about tuxedos, the school can email them, and they do offer tuxedo discounts. Right now, it's just really difficult to collect tuxedos, and because there are so many, there are different alterations that you may need to make. So
Okay.
at this time, we do only collect dresses, but that is a goal of mine for the near future, because that's also I have a son in high school, and it is not inexpensive to rent tuxedos. So you know, hopefully we'll be able to, in the future, you know, at some point, branch out to also support that need as well. So
Well, and I imagine that there are also some girls that have worn like a tux type outfit to prom.
absolutely.
Sure.
And
So maybe they can donate. If you hear this and you've got a teen that has like more of a,
absolutely.
you know, a different type of outfit that isn't exactly like the prom norm, bring that in, right? Like I'm sure that there's an audience for that as well.
Oh, so, and it's interesting you say that. So, because you were asking about styles, I mean, we have on occasion, unfortunately, we don't have any in the dress store right now, but these awesome sequin pantsuits that are rock star. I mean, they're
Oh.
fabulous, right? And so,
I
and
love a
that's
pantsuit. It's a
right.
power move.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
sequins. Oh my goodness. So, you know, and we want to find prom and formal wear attire for, you know, that teens feel beautiful in. So absolutely, you know, we
Yeah.
are always looking to collect and bring in. So yes.
And what's so fun is I was talking to Claire earlier this week about the trends these days. You can't tell what generation people are from nowadays by looking
Yes.
at a picture. Because back in the 80s, they'd be like, oh, yeah, it's definitely an 80s prom. Or, like, you know, 70s, that's definitely a 70s wedding. Nowadays, there's such a mixture of different types of styles and things like that. So if someone's listening and you got a dress from 1990, I mean, that might be back in style. Like, that might be a thing.
Sure, it
That's
probably
right.
is.
Well, in the but that's that vintage. We had a teen last year that I want to say it was a Jessica McClintock dress that I saw it, and there is, I mean, it's vintage, and I saved that dress for 2 years. It came in, and it just, you know, it didn't look like traditional prom. And last year she came in and saw the dress hanging up, and it was the first dress she tried on, and I told her, it looks like it was made for you. She was so happy. She wore it to prom,
Oh.
and it made me feel so good. You know, that you have kids, there isn't just one style like we were talking about before.
Hmm.
There are so many different styles from many, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? And above. And just being able to have something unique that the kids see, and it like just speaks to them and they feel good about it. Yeah, it's wonderful. So anyway.
Karen, I'm so happy you came on our podcast and that I now know about this organization. It's so special what you do and how you help these girls feel like princesses every single year. So I know you've mentioned like how to get involved and how to get in touch, but let's just to say it again. If someone wants to be either a volunteer or access any of the chapters, how do they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So if you go to the Princess Project, and click on that. We've got our 4 different locations in California. And I also wanted to say I recently took over as board president. So the headquarters now is in San Diego, and I'm so excited and proud of that, because we're
Wow,
just going to
congratulations.
go up and out. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. It's just, this is my heart and soul. And our other chapters, again, are San Francisco, Sonoma, Silicon Valley, and San Diego. And they're all amazing chapters run by incredible women and volunteers, just, who really care about giving back to the community and making kids feel good about themselves. So if you click on any of the links there, it'll bring you to their chapters, and you'll be able to find out more about dress giveaways and volunteering.
Yay. Thank you, Karen. This has been just such a delight. I really appreciate it, especially coming from a mum of a teen who this time next year will be in full prom mode. So thank you.
Yes. And Claire, also, I was going to say, I'm happy to send you, even though they're not Princess Project chapters, we do have a link, because someone sometimes will say, I'm in Oregon and I'm looking for a giveaway. And so it might just be a pop-up, but I'm happy to send you that link. So in case anyone reaches out to you, Christina, about, hey, is there something similar to this? We always try and have something, because everybody's, trying to do a little good. And if that's a way we can help, we'd love to. So
I love it. Thank you so much, Karen.
yes, thank you.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of the Momversation Club.
And if you've enjoyed today's show, which we hope you have, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach even more moms and build a stronger village.
Until next time, bye.